Happy birthday. And welcome to the Christmas episode of FANMEN podcast.
Yeah.
I'm DJ Gove.
Chris Davis.
Sean Hogarty.
Ho, 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 boys.
Happy birthday. It's
Frosty, man. Happy
Frost.
birthday.
Oh, I
Yeah,
got it.
I got you.
It just wasn't expecting it.
Nah, I wasn't expecting it either.
Yeah.
So we had so much fun doing the Thanksgiving one and the Halloween ones that we figured you might as well do a Christmas one.
Or other holidays.
Well, yeah, whatever.
But,
Yeah.
But
Whatever,
for
whatever you
us,
happen to
we're
celebrate.
Christmas dudes.
Yeah, we're Christmas guys. So I do that. So before we get into all the festive stuff, we do have some news this week. So first off, the big thing this week was, much to my chagrin, they dropped an Avengers 4 trailer.
Much to your chagrin.
I don't want a trailer. I don't want to know anything.
yeah.
I'm watching the movie anyway. I don't need to see anything.
You're watching the movie, though. They need to spend those $250 million in marketing dollars
why.
elsewhere.
I didn't need to. I knew I'm going. Just give me the day and I'll show up.
I generally am like that. I'll usually watch the trailers once, and I forget everything quickly enough that it's okay. But I did watch it.
Yeah. So
You and $289 million.
oh my
yeah.
God, it was
Yeah.
insane. It was insane. So the good thing is they don't really give much away. You figured Tony's kind of stuck in space.
I forgot. I don't even remember enough about the last movie.
So
Was it just him and
when they're on Titan,
Parker?
No, Parker
No,
Dustin.
he's there.
Right,
Him
in
and
his
Neb-
arm.
it's-
Nebula's
It's
there.
Nebula and Tony are the only people that survived Titan.
Oh,
Everyone
okay.
else got snapped.
All right.
That's it.
Yep. So he's in the
So Nebula's on the ship with him?
yeah, and there is
She is.
the
You get a-
Benatar. It's not the Moana. It's the second ship. It's the Benatar
Right.
from Guardians. It's just them, and they're out of food and water and all that stuff. Nebula doesn't care. 'Cause she's an android.
It doesn't matter.
Right.
But so that was kind of cool. And you got to think that they didn't say it, but so Captain Marvel not in the trailer.
Yeah.
Think it was just good.
You didn't
But
see
you
it
got to
at all.
think she's gonna show up and drag the ship somewhere
Right.
or something like that.
Now,
Or
Captain
rescue.
Marvel's coming out before this, right?
Yeah,
Drops in March.
6 weeks before Avengers.
Okay.
They
Wow,
actually
that's
moved
really
up
tight.
Avengers.
That
It's
is
tight. It's tight.
Avengers is now in the Memorial Day season starts in April now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jeez.
Well, yeah. My wife will be happy because it's the first time since they started doing this that there's not a Marvel movie come out the weekend of her birthday, because her birthday is usually the first week in April. I'm sorry, in May. So she'll be excited.
Especially that you remember when her birthday is.
Yeah.
That helps.
A couple other things from the trailer. It looks like Ant-Man's going to play a big part.
Yeah, that seeing him show up again. My memory is so bad that I can't always remember who dusted
Who got
at
dusted?
the end of the last one, but he did, right?
No,
So
he wasn't there.
spoiler alert for Ant-Man and Wasp.
Oh,
But he was stuck in the quantum realm.
that's right.
During the snap. Everyone else from Ant-Man and Wasp got snapped.
That's right.
So the Pims are gone.
That's right. Yeah,
In the
that's what I had
Van
forgotten.
Dynes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved that movie.
Yeah, it was a good
Man,
movie.
Wasp was a good movie.
So he shows up. He's got the van. He's got the mini lab in the van. So that's
right.
gonna. I think they're gonna. That's how they're gonna. He's gonna be the time travel arc. I think.
Interesting.
Because another thing that I noticed right off the bat is that when you see Cap the second time around, or no, maybe it's he's talking to Black Widow. How is this gonna work? Well, it has to because I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Yep.
If you look, he's wearing his Winter Soldier gear.
Interesting.
So it's very possible they could be back in time before Shield blew apart, and he's trying to blend in with what he looked like then because he's clean shaven again.
Yeah,
The hair's blonde again,
I did
and
notice that.
he's got the ball and shield Winter Soldier outfit on.
I hadn't noticed
I
that.
love that
Didn't
costume.
notice that.
See, I'm such a bad nerd.
I saw the dark costume and just assumed it was the darker one that he had in the first one.
Yeah, because that one's the Civil War one with the different red and white stripes on it, but the star's missing off it, and
Interesting.
it's ripped.
Well, like you said, I don't really want to know too much, think too much, don't remember too much. I'm going to go into it and
I did like how they did the Thanos scarecrow shot from the
Yeah.
books.
Yeah, they pulled it
Yeah,
right from
that-
the book.
So, and hopefully, I doubt they're going to do it, but that scene, if I remember correctly, that shot in the book, the person who finds the scarecrow is Adam Warlock. So that'd be a nice little thing if all of a sudden he shows up. He would confuse people because people don't know who he is, but
he
one
was
can hope.
mentioned in one of the last
They
movies.
They showed
alluded to
his pod.
him. Yeah, at
Yeah,
the end of
in the
that was
Guardians
it.
2.
That was it. Yep.
But yeah,
they still haven't kind of introduced him.
they haven't. So they probably won't, but in the books, it is Adam Warlock who finds the scarecrow. So
along the trailer lines, there was a second Captain Marvel trailer.
yes, there was. You see her more Captain Marvel this time as opposed to Kree
Right.
suit. So they're trying to plant the seeds for that, the blue and red suit like we were talking about. It looks good. The only thing I'm having pause about is that the acting seems kind of stiff, which is weird coming from her because she's such a good actress.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing it has to be the whole, fish out of water, Kree army bot kind of thing in the real world. But
the thing that struck me, and again, I know nothing about this character's backstory or anything except what I'm gleaning from the trailers, but this was the first time we got a few snippets of scenes with her having a conversation. Like there was some shot with her and Fury in a car, maybe, and I was kind of pulled out of it by her voice seeming to lack maturity and gravity. The trailer's all about the power of this, this character. And so it came across, it kind of threw me off just because I was expecting a voice that was just more mature and deep and powerful or something.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
And I'm sure in context it'll be fine, but it was a little bit weird for me.
Yeah, I do like the scene with Fury pointing at the cat too. That was hilarious.
Yes. Yeah.
So the cat's a big part of Captain Marvel. I can't remember the cat's name for some reason.
Yeah.
Tonight,
I remember
the cat's a Skrull, isn't it? Well, the cat's something.
I think the cat ends up being a Skrull or something like that.
The cat's something.
The cat's getting a Funko Pop.
They even had to put the cat on the poster.
I mean,
hiding in the shadows.
Funko Pop.
Yeah.
Right. They know they have your money. At least your money, DJ, and your money, Chris.
I'm not
to
buying.
a lesser extent.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy one Captain Marvel Funko Pop. Just one. Just in case she happens to come out for a con one day or something so my daughter can get signed. But I'm going to get I'm going to go for the Target exclusive one.
Which is?
It's her with the helmet on and the mohawk, but the base glows in the dark. Oh. So the normal Captain Marvel Pop is just Captain Marvel with the suit, the red and blue one. There is a Kree version too, and they have her by. I was
going to say there's got to be a Kree.
I forget whatever they call it. So I think the Kree name she has is Vel. I think they kind of took the Marvel character and kind of just call her Vel. And
that's the green uniform?
The green one, yep. Yeah. And then the chase pop for Captain Marvel is the red and blue with the helmet on with the faux hawk.
Okay.
But even to one up the chase, which doesn't happen too often, the Target exclusive is that exact same thing pretty much, but she's up in the air on a base with a glow base. So yeah, so the Target Funko Pop for Captain Marvel is definitely the one to get.
All right.
So I'll scoop that one. I'll find it somewhere. So
nice.
So Target one's usually hard to find, but I can usually pull it off. So we hunted down a Target one this week. So
which one are you?
We got the Britney.
Oh, the Britney one, yeah.
Britney, bitch. With a T-shirt.
I was going to say, I didn't walk into a Target this week.
I bought a pop again.
Yeah, oops, I bought a pop again.
I needed another Britney T-shirt.
No, I'm going to use that one. My wife strangles me when it shows up in the mail. I'll use that. Oops, I bought a pop again.
Well, so it is holiday time where I still have yet to get a Christmas tree. I usually don't do any decorating. I actually kind of don't care. I mean, I love the decorating, but I'm so lazy that I'm okay thinking about Christmas and not seeing lights everywhere.
I'm fine visiting other people's decorations.
Yeah. Well, I'm good with it. Your house is nicely decorated, your tree, gorgeous.
I did very little. Yeah. Came out of a box.
Yeah, hey, man, it works.
We did that too. We got the tree up. We got the new cat this year. Mm-hmm. So we left it up without ornaments for a couple nights to make sure she wasn't going to destroy it, and she didn't. So we put the ornaments on it.
Good.
Because same thing with you. Like you start buying the Hallmark ornaments and the Disney ones, and they add up, man.
Oh well.
Oh yeah.
Chris, your tree is full of pop culture ornaments. It's got a Death Star on the top.
Yeah, it's essentially all pop culture.
Yeah, and I love that. I like I always like Christmas ornaments. I mean, I enjoy just traditional decor, but when you actually can just sit around a tree and look at each, just go around and go, oh, this is cool, and
you're turning the tree into something that it's just containing all the things you love.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our tree is, I would say, 80% Disney ornaments.
Yeah, that's
so she came. One rule she had earlier on when we first got married and stuff. We started decorating was no Star Wars or comic book characters on my tree.
All right.
I'm like, that's fine, no problem.
I know a great divorce attorney.
Seriously, I'm okay with that. I have so much of the stuff all the rest of the year.
Yeah.
But like we have a lot of Disney. I do have every year when Hallmark does the new Christmas story ornament, I always pick up the new ornament for that. And then one thing, actually, I found a loophole. So I was like,
Disney
Star Wars
now
is Disney.
Star Wars
is Marvel.
It's not that, but so because she goes, if it looks super Christmassy. So if there was like a Jawa in like a Santa suit, I could do it. Mm-hmm. But one thing they did was WWE wrestling does gingerbread man versions of the wrestlers.
Oh, I saw your yeah.
So I have like Razor Ramon, Stone Cold, the Hardy Boys, Kurt Angle, and so I have the gingerbread wrestlers, and they're great.
So Batman with a Santa hat would be fine then.
Yeah, or even better, because if I could find gingerbread Batman,
they came out with Batman sitting on top of the bat signal with a hat and like a present under his arm.
that'd be awesome.
I have a Harley Quinn with a Santa hat ornament. That's I think a Hallmark ornament. Do you have that one?
I don't know. I have a couple of Harleys. I'm not sure if I have a Santa hat one or.
I got it way back. I got it from the stash in what they call a glory hole bundle, where you sent a bunch of money and they sent you a bunch of random crap.
Yeah.
And one of the things they sent was
buy the box.
It's a poker buy-in box. You just don't get to play poker.
Yeah, exactly.
I still have those Plastic Man books upstairs.
They did announce they're working on a Plastic Man movie, which is interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, and who else is getting a movie? If we would just jump back into news, is it the Master of Kung Fu from Marvel?
No, I don't think I'd heard that. Yeah, I don't think I heard that.
But and then supposedly there's something else DC's working on too, movie. Some other like third tier character is going to get a movie. I guess it's in development. They just haven't released the name yet. So
they're still poking around the Blue Beetle movie.
Oh, that's what it was. Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle's
really.
They just hired the writers team for Blue Beetle, and they're going to do
They've got a pretty solid run of some Blue Beetle stuff that I have no interest in keeping.
Yeah,
so
they're going to.
That's good.
They're doing it would be like the Jamie. Is it Jamie Ramirez?
It's Blue
Beetle?
Looking for more of the ethnically diverse superheroes.
Not Ted Cord, because
what's that going to make me think? I saw. Did you see the poster for the Shazam movie?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what's his name in costume, leaning back with a big Zach Levi with a big bubblegum bubble sticking on his face.
It's going to be big.
It says, "Just say the word."
Big with a cape.
Yeah.
Also, I guess the guys at the hall were saying, I think Jake read the first issue. The new Shazam book just came out this week. Jeff Johns is doing I heard it was really good.
I read that this morning.
Yeah, it's in my box. I'm going to go pick it up. Good. So they're gearing up for that. I think that's going to be a good one. So
I'll have to head by there. I didn't go this past week or two.
That's one thing. So once we get Christmas, whatever, comic book movies. When next year hits, you're going to get Shazam, Captain Marvel, and Avengers all in about a 9.5 week period, I think.
Yeah, I'm going to have to figure out again schedule. How to go to movies because
we're going to drag you.
Well, I mean, scheduling wise, right? It's hard to.
Yeah.
What I've done in the past is
it's tough to fit one in before the Denny's special. Because you go to bed at 8:30. It's
hey now
when you sit around McDonald's with your buddies all morning drinking 5-cent coffees.
I don't do that. But yeah, I guess if we planned it, that'd make it easier. Honey, I have to go. It's the guys.
Exactly.
It's for the thing. Like we're doing it. I think it's a week from today.
Yeah,
we're going to see Aquaman early. So
we are,
which they say is basically Game of Thrones underwater. Or Star Wars underwater.
I heard Star Wars underwater.
It's going to be freaking awesome.
Now, are you boys going to be hitting the hall before we go to the movie?
Is there
going to go see?
Craig Russo.
Yes,
Craig Russo.
Yeah, actually, I'm actually not working Saturday for the first time in about a year.
Yep.
So I'm going.
Nice.
Yeah, I hope to go. He's a fantastic dude. He always puts out good sketches and is really. It's fun.
He's so giving with
this
time.
The fourth year he's doing it, or third year? Fifth.
This is the 5th year.
Cool. Yeah. So I hope to be able to drop by for that.
So it was funny because Sean and I have been frequenting the hall for a good amount of time now. So Harley and I are going through all the past prints, and she's looking. She's like, "So whose year is it to get number 1? You or Sean?"
Yeah, because I have.
Laughing.
I think I only have one number 1.
I thought you had 2.
I might have 2.
I think it's 2 and 2. They tend to alternate.
They put out 11x17 prints. Craig does a really nice, holiday themed print. At least one of them's been kind of a Norman Rockwell Saturday Evening Post type of theme.
Oh, nice.
And that's what I'm getting. I heard that it's going to be like a New York Post, kind of one of those type Aquaman themed print this year.
Interesting.
I haven't seen any of the preliminary sketches. Usually John will let those slip, but he hasn't this year.
Yeah, but I'll probably pick one up.
Yeah,
I don't have any of them up on the wall because
they're all in the
wall
book.
Space. Yeah. I should get a big portfolio to hold this stuff.
You have to for all the prints.
Yeah, but that'll be that'll be a nice holiday thing. I think I'm going to be making one of my last trips of the year down to DC right after that, maybe Sunday or otherwise Monday morning.
I got to go right before. I'll be gone Thursday and Friday.
Mm.
Yeah, well, I was almost traveling the whole week before Christmas all over the country, but now it's being split up a little bit. But yeah, so holiday wise, you guys gonna be home, kind of doing normal home family Christmas?
Yeah, we are. So like I said, same thing with Thanksgiving. Like, one of my brothers goes to his fiance's now. My grandmother's in Florida. Actually, my grandmother's going to Mexico for 2 weeks for Christmas this year with their friends.
God bless. That sounds amazing.
So my youngest brother is actually going to watch her house down in Florida. He's got so his work's kind of like shut down for the season right now. So he's like, yeah, I'm going to go hang out in Florida. His, cousin's going with him and stuff like that. And
that'll be fun.
yeah, it's be good for him. So really it's just like we were pregnant at my uncle's house, a couple houses down, and we're just going to do a small dinner. I think we're all going to go see Mary Poppins for Christmas this year.
That sounds fun.
Because Mary Poppins
cool.
Returns comes out. Mary Poppins is probably, even more than Star Wars, probably my favorite movie of all time, the original one. I love that movie.
I haven't watched it in a long time. I certainly have watched it plenty of times in the past. The trailer makes it look and feel like a beautiful modern follow-up to it, right?
It does. So I'm excited for that. So that's probably going to do. So we'll probably wake up, have a couple cocktails, and eat dinner, and then go to the movies. And, it's like I said, my daughter's older now. So she probably will still wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning expecting to open stuff, but so it's a little bit less hectic now. We don't have to do the house hops because my wife's family is in Arizona, mm-hmm. So we'll just do the Skype call and stuff. We just saw them all at Thanksgiving, so it's going to be actually, and we because we just went on vacation, we're doing a very small Christmas. Like, told me and my wife are doing like stockings and like one gift and nothing crazy. So it's gonna be a real low key, just kind of like just day off. I think is it on Tuesday this year?
It's on a Tuesday.
It is a Tuesday.
Yeah. So I'm gonna work from home on Monday probably. It's usually they let us slip in like a half day on Christmas.
Yep.
So so it'd be just nice and low key this year, nothing crazy. So
nice.
Yeah, relatively low key for us too. We're staying around town. We'll do Christmas Eve over at my parents' house.
Yeah.
And it's what used to be the biggest part of the holiday. As that older generation has started to pass, the numbers just dwindle and dwindle. So it tends to be just myself, my siblings, and their families. But everybody's used to leave there at 2 or 3 in the morning, and now everybody's we got to get the kids to bed. So you're out of there by like 8:30 maybe.
Yeah.
And then every year since Harley's been born and was old enough to understand what was going on and realize that she got toys to play with and things like that, we haven't left the house on Christmas Day. We host an open house and we kind of do our own little Chinese Christmas. Chinese food, ice cream sundaes, come over in your pajamas, whoever wants to hang.
That's awesome.
Knock yourself. If you don't want to come over, that's fine too.
Yeah.
She's going to be here in her pajamas playing with her toys.
That's good stuff.
I think we're doing that this year, which is the first in a while. I think my in-laws are going to come over and join us. Normally we go to their house and my sister and brother-in-law and their kids are there. But this year it's just going to be us and my in-laws. And so they'll come over. We get to not leave the house all day. I'm tempted to leave the house to come visit you guys, but I think we're probably not going to, because for the first time we actually can do a all day nothing.
Lazy Christmas.
Lazy Christmas.
That is the best.
Now, you touched upon something interesting. I'm curious to get Sean's take. So you said you're doing a small Christmas.
Yep.
Like one gift stocking for the wife.
Yeah.
Heather and I, for years, like people say that we're anti-Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
We generally don't do gifts for each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like once marriage happened, the gifts for each other went away. So once Harley became aware enough as to what was going on, we'd buy a gift. So she could see us opening something from each other. How do you and Jen handle it?
I think I generally buy some stuff for Jen at the last minute. And sometimes she gets stuff for me.
The bag of CVS.
Yeah. I was going to say, you're going to Walgreens. And
it's,
look, honey, it's a Brute gift set.
Well, I grew up with my mom. Stockings always had, like my mom's stocking always had a rolled up like Us magazine or some, People or
Box
something
of
like
Lifesavers.
That. Candy, stuff like that.
Every year.
And so that's what I've always wanted to do for Jen is that type of crap. Scratch tickets, some crappy magazines, candy. And she kind of puts up with it, but it's kind of low key. And this year we're not I think we're really not buying each other anything. We'll put some stuff in a stocking, but there's just too many other financial and other things going on. And,
Sure.
you know, one of the stressors has been my mom's big deal is because she's not here, Christmas to her is us opening up packages.
Yep.
She wants us to have packages to open up. She wants us to have that Christmas experience. And so she's constantly hounding us from about November 1st until she has a full Christmas list from each of us. She wants us to tell her what to buy. She wants to have time to have it come to her house, wrap it, send it to us. And for lots of different reasons, especially this year, none of us want anything.
No,
right?
I always
We're
struggle
really
with
lucky.
that list.
We have everything we want. And so, they're going to send us money, which is never, I'm almost like, just save your money. And, when we want to go someplace or visit you, pull out some money then and, help us out. But it's been a little stressful.
Yeah. So like we talked before without getting, like I'm
Yeah.
parent impaired, I guess we'll say. So I don't get stuff. Like my girl will send me a couple bucks because, I tell her not to because she can, but whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, same thing. We don't, like, usually I am insane with the gifts. Cause I just like, I'm more to say, I like to buy.
April said that.
Yeah, I like to buy gifts for people. So even so, like, we weren't supposed to buy anything big. She's getting something big. It's from Athena, though, quote unquote. It's from the kid. But something she wanted, and I've been trying to. She needed. It's for something for you do something for the house or whatever. But with this being, my kids gonna be in college next year, she might be at home. She might not be. Whatever. But I think this is the last year that we actually start doing gifts, and we maybe just start doing other stuff. It's like, oh, it's Christmas, so you know what? In January, we're going away for a weekend or something.
For a 3 day or something. Yeah.
Or we're gonna. It's a Merry Christmas. There's a roof. Or like, there's a new fridge, or, something like that. It's like
the thing is that stuff is worth.
You gotta,
that's good stuff.
Yeah, because as we've talked about, if I need something bad enough, I'll get my hands on it during the year.
Yeah,
exactly.
So
I'm impossible to buy for.
I am too. I did this year. There's a couple things I wanted, some stuff like on the Stash website that I'm like, okay, yeah, if you're gonna get me some stuff, get me like X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. I left her. I was like, yeah, I want the Widowmaker jersey. I don't think she got one ordered in time, so I'm probably gonna have to eBay that one. But yeah. So
we'll see how it goes. I did notice that you snuck in with a bag of presents.
Oh yeah. So we're doing a little not like a Christmas party, but like a little get together thing over at Chris's house. So, and of course I do. Like I'm barreling in the house with gifts and stuff like that. And because Athena had grabbed something for Harley a while ago. She's like, yeah, Harley like this. I'm going to get it for whatever. So I was like, I have to get something for Sean's kids too. And then I decided to buy you guys presents because I'm clinically insane. So
QED. Yeah.
Yes. Why don't you guys open presents?
All right.
Do you want us opening at the same time here?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
So what we have here is a big rectangular box wrapped in nice
it's got some weight to it.
Nice paper. It's got some weight to it.
The kid wrapped them because I'm not good with the wrap. But
I was going to say it's a very nice wrapping job.
That's the kid.
Yeah,
so
it's like
engineering it with the angles and everything. So.
Maybe 18 inches by 30 inches or something. I mean, it's hefty and big. I know you hear that a lot, Chris. All right, so I'm pulling some stuff along the side here.
You guys got the same thing.
Hefty, big, and Sean's pulling it. So. Give us one moment.
Give us one moment. Yeah. All right. So let's see here. All right. I have a nondescript large white box.
Adult collector.
Uh-oh.
I'm starting to see words.
Oh my God.
I see Patel. What is this?
Come on. What did you do? Okay. So
what man, there's going to have to be pictures on the website for this.
What we do see on the outside of the box here is Batman Classic TV Series Utility Belt, Adult Collector. You crazy person. So I'm trying to figure out. Oh, it opens up here.
Of course, it includes the Batarang.
All right.
Okay, hold on here.
Oh, this is awesome. Okay, so got this gorgeous kind of opening case with a Batman 66 Batarang and a beautiful yellow.
This thing is insane.
Yeah, the thing's gorgeous.
Batman utility belt. It's
Wonder
it's
how long before
fantastic.
Heather gets pissed that I wear this in the bedroom.
That's a disturbing visual. This is fantastic.
Yeah, but you're going to have it all
DJ.
night now. You'll be thinking about that when you go home.
Thank you.
No
You're
problem.
welcome. This is amazing. Thank you very much.
So if anyone has never seen any of the Maddie Collector stuff, back when Mattel did the Maddie Collector Club, they did a line of 6 Batman stuff. I happen to have the cowl and the utility belt at the house. So figure, you know what, the guys need a belt too.
Yeah.
So
I have.
This is insane.
I don't have. I mean, I have a lot of random Batman statues and toys and stuff. The one, maybe my favorite pieces. I have the Hot Toys Adam West, 66
which is
Batman.
a jelly thing for me.
But I can see arranging this stuff kind of on that shelf around behind it.
One thing I found that I wish I knew about because I would have asked for it for Christmas, but I was just searching around for, I forget what it was I needed. I needed something. I was looking for something else Batman classic. I forget what it was. And I remember when they did those, like they weren't Migos, but like the ones that were supposed to be like Migos a little while ago. They did like 3 sets of Batman 66 figures.
The plastic ones?
Yeah, with the cloth clothes. They looked like a Migo. The retro.
Oh, yes, I remember the retros.
Yeah, I didn't get any of those.
They have a friggin' Batcave set now for those.
Oh, really?
It's like $120. It's like it's 3. Like it flips around and it's like it's got like the physical pieces for like the Bat computers and stuff like that. I think it comes with Alfred. Yeah,
really.
I gotta scoop that bad boy. Yeah, Walmart has it on Walmart.com.
This is so cool.
Yeah, unfortunately, it does not come with shark repellent.
That's
Which
okay.
if they should have done that. Like that's why I should work
That
with
would've
toy
been a nice
companies. That would
touch.
have been golden.
Yeah, so I'm holding the Batarang, which I got out, and collapses just like the real Batarang, and presumably fits right into the utility
It will
belt.
fit in one of the pouches.
We'll find out shortly.
Awesome.
So yeah, so I like to buy people stuff. It's the way it is. So
Thank you very much.
No problem.
You didn't have to do that, sir.
Shalom, happy Chanukah.
Happy Hanukkah. Exactly. This is
So do we go right from this into the airing of the grievances?
I have no grievances.
And me neither right now. I mean, I'm pretty good. Like usually Christmas time, I get super stressed out.
Work-wise, life-wise.
It's life-wise because usually it's like, well, especially it's not so bad now. Like when the kid was younger, actually, I say stressed out, but I used to like that part. She used to be like, oh, I need this toy, and it's always like the one to get. So I had to find that. But it's more so like there's always something going on, something family-wise and stuff, and it just used to like the even though like no one else gave a shit what presents I bought him, I always had like that pressure to make sure make sure I get something good and stuff.
You must have been thrilled when you were having to go find those toys.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
Monster High Dolls.
The hunt is everything.
Oh yeah,
Fucking Monster
Oh, those
High
were
Dolls, dude. Oh my god,
ridiculous.
she has all the original runs though. I got them all. There was those and some of the Lego sets when she got into Lego were a little harder to find. And then what else was there that there was something else that she was into.
The Legos are still tough too.
Now,
They're retiring them sooner and sooner.
Yeah.
And with the Monster High stuff, so was she already kind of in collector mode where they're still in the packages?
So those ones she wanted to, but she was young enough where she had to open them. She took real good care of them. They got opened and they went on the stands on the shelf kind of thing. Kicking myself in the ass. I should have got her doubles.
Yeah.
Because they're worth some decent money now, the first series, but when she's like my age, when she's in her mid-30s, all the girls are going to want their Monster High Dolls back, and they're going to be good. Those things are going to be worth fucking bucks, but they were cool, though. There was a cool idea.
That's definitely nice.
Yeah, but she always, she was pretty for toys. It was always like, those were the big thing, but, remember one year she wanted a Batcave, so we had to get her a bat. She had I think it was the Batman Batcave from that cartoon. That was like her Batman show at first. Well, not at first, but like she got real into that when it was on every week, something for her to look forward to. That was a good cartoon, too, but...
Yeah. I think I might have had the original Mego Batcave. I know I had the Mego the Enterprise with the turning transporter and and the view screen and everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had some. I had one toy back then, kind of like that. Actually, I'm going to bring that up towards the end of the episode. But yeah, I had a lot of toys. So I was luckily like my uncle worked for Hasbro, was able to get me like bags full of G.I. Joes from the office and stuff like that. So
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
Yeah, I come and say, hey, you know what rock and roll is? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, check this out. I just did like 9 new guns for him. I'm like, oh, there's new rock and roll coming out. What?
Nice.
Here's a bag of demo parts. Don't tell anybody. I'm like, okay. So we got into a little bit like, what like Chris is doing Chinese food for Christmas here. I would love to do that. I can't. My wife hates Chinese food.
Mm-hmm.
But do you guys have any like?
I'm not a huge Chinese fan. Heather is.
Oh, is that what it
She
is?
loves it. I can do it twice a year.
Yeah,
yeah.
And I'm good.
I enjoy it well enough.
I mean,
you know.
it's, bring me a poo-poo platter. I'll do appetizers.
Oh,
the
yeah,
rest
yeah,
of it.
yeah. Any like special like food things that you guys definitely do every year? Or?
No, not that I mean, we usually do like cinnamon rolls. There's this one, I can't remember the name of the thing that does International Baking Company or something. They just have fantastic cinnamon rolls. And so there's 4 of us. So there's 4 cinnamon rolls. So we usually have those, those and coffee, and then whatever Christmas cookies have aggregated,
Yeah, whatever's left.
Yeah. And then usually we go over to my in-laws for dinner. I think this year we are doing Chinese food, kind of suggested by, Chris's wife. So that's, we'll see how that goes. I don't have much tradition anymore. It's just whatever happens, I'm happy.
Yeah. We used to do like the giant turkey dinner on Christmas too. And then like we used to do New Year's Eve at my grandparents' house.
Yeah.
Which is now my house. But, and my grandmother would, because I get a lot of like my auntie-ness from my grandmother. Yeah. So she'd be driving my grandfather fucking batshit all day trying to cook all this stuff. So like it'd be like homemade chicken cordon bleu, and then my grandfather would make meatballs and sauce and stuff, and it was just food on top of food on top of food. And she'd make 9 kinds of cookies, and she'd burn half of them because she'd forget about them because she's trying to make something else. And it was great. I remember it was always like, my grandfather yelling at her with like a smile on though, like, God damn it, get out of my way. So, like just the hecticness of it. But the other thing we do is like we usually do like turkey or ham or something, something traditional.
Yeah.
But usually we go over to my uncle's for Christmas Eve, which is, like I said, basically next door. But the thing is, I don't know how it started, but we always end up doing homemade baked mac and cheese and Swedish meatballs on Christmas Eve.
That's so good.
And I make rad Swedish meatballs. I have that shit down pat. So
I eat rad Swedish meatballs.
I do too. Heather makes them all the time.
Yeah. So we'll probably do that, and then. Like I said, with us going to the movie and stuff like that, I don't know what we're doing this year. My wife usually has to have some kind of traditional thing, like a turkey or something like that. She can't do like, Taco Bell or pizza or something like that for Christmas. So
sounds like the children are elephants on parade up there.
Seriously. I brought the Switch over hoping they just sit down and play Mario Kart or Mario Party, but it doesn't like it's happening.
We've got a couple
fed
Switches.
them 3 pounds of sugar before you came down.
That's true, yeah. We brought the tray of cookies over and turned around, and it was like a Tasmanian devil hit it, so...
Well, let's move on to a top 3 then.
Yeah, so this one was actually, this is going to be the first one we've done that's basically suggested by a listener. So this one came from at FrankieG711 on Twitter. And this is top 3 favorite Christmas gifts from when we were kids. We figured like if we did movies, we've done so many movie countdowns. We figured to mix it a little bit. So and just in case, because we're not that young anymore, might have forgot some of them. So let's just do top 3 Christmas gifts you can remember.
So I did, normally we do some honorable mentions. I'm sure I have some. My memory is, as usual, pretty bad. And, I did think of a few things to actually do top 3, but I don't have any honorable mentions other than, just I have good Christmas memories. I always enjoyed. I remember, dying to go downstairs to see what, Santa had brought, in my family. It was things spread out around the tree, usually unwrapped, arranged. It was clear when I came around the corner, down the stairs, wherever we were, where my whose presents were. Yeah. So it's always a good memory. But do you have any honorable mentions, Chris?
I really don't. I had much the same issue as you did. I mean, it was always the same thing. There were 3 of us growing up, but when you came down it was usually my little brother waking me up to drag me downstairs. But you always knew, my parents were always very good about separating the piles, and you knew exactly which toys. I mean, Chris was usually the Star Wars guy, and obviously the sister was very easy. Yeah. Matt and I, my brother and I were definitely right on that cutoff where I was more Star Wars, he was more G.I. Joe.
Right.
It had kind of just flipped. So it was easy to tell. So great memories of Christmas morning coming down in the experience, but individual gifts, I had trouble coming up with more than the 3. I mean, there was always Christmas morning was always a big deal, but there were just a handful that stuck out. Yeah. How about you, DJ?
So if I had to go honorable mentions, so one thing is, not every year, but there were a few years where I got video game systems, or me and my brothers, because there was, three of us already played. My youngest brother was too small, but there's really three of us. So it would be like a shared gift. I think 1 year, we got a Nintendo 1 year. My grandfather had a Nintendo ahead of time. My grandfather liked video games, so it usually came from Nana and Pepe. They got it for me. So I know 1 year they got us a PlayStation. We got the N64 1 year when everyone had to have that thing was hard to find too. Everyone had to have the N64 because everyone wanted Mario Kart and freaking GoldenEye and shit. So yeah, it's probably more the video games are an honorable mention. Another honorable mention is same thing. Nan and Pepe, they got us the trampoline 1 year. This was like not like when I'm like 8. This is like we were like 16, 14, 12. So and they always tell you like safety on a trampoline. Bullshit, man. We were like. Because we're all wrestling people, so like
I got bounced off a trampoline into a tree.
Dude, I saw a girl snap her ankle on one of those.
Yep.
The caught between the frame and the trampoline.
Gross.
Who's the guy from the Yankees? Nasty. Jabba Chamberlain, the reliever, destroyed his ankle on a trampoline. Could never pitch again.
It's a terrible honorable mention.
Well, we did too. I mean, we did all this too. Like I remember one time, I think we had the folding table on the trampoline, and we did the Dully Boy thing to my youngest brother out of the tree next to the trampoline through the table. We were not behaved well.
That was not smart.
It got to the point where we beat that thing up so bad that if you stood on it, your feet would basically touch the ground. We stretched the damn thing out so much. Yep. So. But that was a good present. So
all right, well. Before I say my number 3, I did think of one honorable mention. There's been a tradition where, for as long as I can remember, my mom has given me the new Stephen King hardback of whatever had come out that year. So I have, 25 years of Stephen King hardback, first editions. I don't know if she'll get me one this year, but we'll see. But that was always
is there
one
this year?
Yeah, Elevation, I think, or Elevation.
Just came out. Yeah, it's more of a short story. Yeah, there's another.
But it would count. But my number 3 is something from, I want to say maybe junior year of high school. I got a JVC boombox with a CD player on the top of it and X bass or extended bass, subwoofer like built into it. And this is one of the first CD players, this is when CD players first came out. And, I got that and like a CD and, they were like $17 and 1988 or 7 or whatever in the long boxes. Yeah. And that began, a pattern of media collection and amassing, walls and shelves of alphabetized, plastic encased things that has continued. so that's definitely one I remember being really jazzed about.
Funny, my number 3 is not so much a boombox, but also a CD player.
Oh yeah.
So I was the youngest of the kids in my neighborhood. Like I had my younger siblings that were much younger than everybody else, but most of the kids in my neighborhood are like 3-4 years older. So I was just fascinated with my friend Pete was already building his first rack system.
Oh yeah.
He was building component by component receiver. You want to be like the older kids.
Oh, of course.
You're just fascinated by this. So took my father's old Panasonic wood grain receiver that he had over in Guam with him.
Oh yeah.
Still the wood grain.
Wow. Quadraphonic?
Quadraphonic.
Yeah.
But it had red and white inputs.
Oh yeah.
So all I wanted for Christmas one year was a CD player. When they first came out, much like you were saying, CDs still coming in the long boxes for all of these, and got a single disc Memorex CD player that I'm sure my parents paid way too much money for back in the day. That was my one big gift with a couple other things. And I still remember to this day, it was Motley Crue's Girls, 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 Michael Jackson's Bad, and Europe's The Final Countdown.
Nice.
Were the first 3 CDs
that's some good
that came with it.
Yeah.
And I wore that damn thing out.
Oh, yeah.
And that started, music was definitely the first obsession. We've joked before, there's a 400 disc changer hiding in the closet here before.
Yeah, I still have boxes and boxes of CDs that my wife just wants to throw out. And I'm like, no, I need to re-rip them as flack before I get rid of them. I need to have them preserved.
I finally conceded to the cases. That's how I got the jukebox. So the discs are in there. The cases all disappeared. But There's shoe boxes of booklets all over the place here.
Great.
What about you, DJ? Number 3.
So I'm gonna drop one more honorable mention because I'm actually gonna do an adult present for number 3.
Okay.
I had an epiphany. So other honorable mention is the first year. I think I might have been 5, and you wake up and you see the pile like Chris talked about, and it was the ring and then all the LJN giant rubber wrestling figures.
Mm-hmm.
It must have been on sale somewhere up at the North Pole or something like that. Like in a bin, because I got like Jesse Ventura, Roddy Piper, Akeem the African Dream, the Big Boss Man, Rick Rude, Hulk Hogan. I had Hulk Hogan, where dipshit me, if I kept the fucking thing in the box, I could have bought a house by now. I had Ultimate Warrior. I had Macho Man, who's my favorite.
Yep.
I think I had Hacksaw Jim Duggan. I had Paul Orndorff, Nickel. I mean, I literally got like 30 of them.
That's insane.
And the ring. I think I even had the referee. Which I found out later in life, the referee was super
Dangerous Danny Davis?
It looked more like one of the Hebners, but yeah.
Okay.
I remember Dangerous Danny Davis. But yeah, so I just remember those because it was like, they didn't move or nothing, but you're like, smash them together. And I was real young and I was a huge wrestling guy, so that's it. But for number 3, I'm going to go an adult present. So something my daughter got me about probably 3 or 4 years ago. So I'm a huge hockey jersey guy.
Mm-hmm.
Love my hockey jerseys. I have dozens and dozens of them. I also love Disney.
Mm-hmm.
So my daughter got me my first ever Disney hockey jersey. She got me a Buzz Lightyear Space Rangers hockey jersey made by Geeky Jerseys.
Cool.
Nice.
So it's not, I don't think it's truly licensed, but
it's not.
It has
the right colors.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Has the big Space Rangers patch on it, like it's an emblem. It's even got the little buttons, like for his laser beam and stuff on them and everything like that. And it says Lightyear in 95, whatever year the movie came out in the back. And I wear the thing to Disney. Every time we go, I bring it. I brought it when we were just at Disneyland. And it's just one of those things that's like, she gets a kick out of it because when I wear the thing, I am the belle of the friggin' ball, man.
Oh,
I get stopped so many times. Where'd you get that?
Jersey? Yeah.
Oh my God. After, kid bought it for me online. So
nice.
That's a good one. Like I said, I don't get usually a lot of clothes for Christmas, so it's always nice when I get one. So that was number 3.
Nice. My number 2, I remember quite well. It was, I think it was 1982 maybe. It was Christmas during 6th grade. And I think we had opened all the presents already. And then they told me to go downstairs. And there was a computer desk with a Commodore 64 and and at that time, a 13-inch color tube TV with the little, RF modulator switch on the antenna input, so I could switch it to take the computer's output, and you turn on that Commodore 64 and you've got jack, you've got a command line and basic. And I can't remember whether they got me the 1541 5.25-inch floppy disk drive or not. I think they might have, but my first actual computer, and I learned to code on that thing. I started my love of creating electronic music with that thing and had a really pretty sophisticated synthesizer chip in it that you could code and program with, and played some of my first electronic arts games way back before they became a big, huge evil beast. So Commodore 64.
Very cool. Very cool. My number 2, I'm going back to the early 80s. Tagging up on DJ's honorable mention. When I got the Atari 2600.
Oh, yeah.
The first video game system, because we just didn't have anything like this. This was something like my uncles had. Yeah. This was it was essentially an adult toy at that point.
Yeah, and I think that was maybe 4th and 5th grade for me when that came out.
So I was probably first, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
So getting that wood grain console and those god-awful joysticks and
the horrible sack of shit games that came out for it.
Oh, they were terrible.
No, I freaking love the adventure and combat and
River Run. Once it started some of those. I liked some of the
Missile
second party.
Missile Command was great.
Asteroids.
Yeah.
And
Asteroids.
I would play Breakout for hours.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
The fact that they bought
with the little
paddles.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, the twisty ones?
Yeah.
You get the twisty paddles. Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
Much easier to play that with the paddles.
I didn't have that.
Yeah, so it was my brother that more got into. By the time the Nintendo and all that had come out, I kind of segued away from some of that stuff. That was more his jam.
Nice.
But
you're supposed to segue away from stuff? Wait,
sometimes.
Yep.
Nice. That's a good one. My number 2 is going to be the year I got the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers White Tiger Zord with the White Ranger in it, back when they had the big 9-inch Ranger figures. So I always had a lot of figures because they'd end up in, like I said, we weren't loaded by any stretch of the imagination when I was a kid.
Right.
But my grandparents would always take me to the store and I could get stuff on clearance, and my uncle had some hooks because he worked for a toy company, and so I had plenty of figures. Yeah. But when anything bigger than that, like playset wise or vehicle wise, always were harder to come by. Mm-hmm. So for the Zords, they were essentially Voltron basically. Yep. I had the Megazord, which was the first iteration of the American Rangers robots, and the Dragon Zord, which was the add-on Ranger, the 6th. I got those from a kid I went to school with because I had this real good habit of signing up for Columbia House and BMG back in the day and telling them I'm 11 years old and them still sending me 15 CDs for a penny. Yep. So I had ordered one year a bunch of metal CDs, White Zombie LX65 and a bunch of Black Sabbath stuff and all this weird old metal music. And my grandmother wasn't super keen that I had some of the stuff, so I had a metalhead buddy from school. I was like, I got rid of all these, I think Tool was one of them and stuff like that. And he's
Tool's awesome.
He's like, well, my mom bought me these Power Ranger robot things I really don't care about. It's like, I'll trade you for the CDs.
Cha-ching.
So I got my first Zords from trading CDs.
Nice.
So this was the first time where I opened the box and there it was. It was actually mine from the start. So I had it came with the figure and the robot. You put the batteries in it. The eyes lit up. He actually his legs moved and he ran, I think. And then two is, any of the toys I liked when I was a kid, if you had removable parts, helmets, especially G.I. Joes and stuff with the helmets, that was gold for me. His he had a shield that clicked on and off him, so that was a big one for me. And that was one first time I wanted something and I asked for it for months and months and months and months and months and months, and I finally got it. So
that's awesome. My number one's a little bit different. I was really fortunate growing up that my grandparents had retired, and I was, and they did a fair amount of traveling and bought a bunch of timeshares and stuff, different places. And so this is actually two different gifts that I remember, but they gave me trips, one to Hawaii and one to Florida to Epcot Center. That was in 6th grade, and I think Hawaii, they took me a few different times, but the first time, but giving a young child a gift of a trip that is not right then,
that's true,
is kind of tough. And so my grandmother presumably, put together these albums or these books of, clues and so as I'd open it up and there'd be this, series of pictures and maps and, this is pre-internet. So, cutouts from Xerox copies of different things.
Yeah, she's just not up there printing things off.
Exactly.
Together. That's
and
not
so
a Pinterest link.
Yeah, so it works up to, hey, so on April so and such, we're going to Kauai for 2 weeks and we're going to do all these different things. There's pictures of the helicopter that we're going to ride around in, and there's a picture of the this beach that we're going to go to, and this and so the same thing for. I don't think it was that. When did Epcot Center open? Do you guys know?
82.
All
right. Well, I think I went in 83.
Okay.
So very, very early on. So the press about Epcot Center and the press about all that stuff was a big deal. Mm-hmm. And so opening up one of these, binders, handcrafted, that's telling me I'm going to this place that I'd only been reading about and hearing about and everything was just huge. And they were, I don't think I have those, the binders or the gifts that were put together, but that was, those were huge highlights that still stick with me. And I've never been able to pull off something like that for my wife or kids.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool. For my number one, I'm going to talk about two different things. One as an adult and the one thing that stuck out for me as a child. So going to give my wife major props here. So I think in every kid at some point in time when we all talked about our love of music and things like that, everybody wants to be a rock star at some point in their life. Very few of us make it. Sean, the exclusion, of course.
Yes.
I played the Paradise.
He's been paid to play music, so that's way beyond what any of the rest of us will ever do. And Lord knows, even after years of lessons, I am a terrible guitarist. I like screwing around with it. It's fun. But the hook that got me to want to play music was back in 1987, 88, watching Slash for the first time when Sweet Child of Mine came on. I mean, I had followed Ozzy and all that, but I never thought anything of like Randy Rhoads or anything. I loved the music.
Yeah.
Amazing players. But for some reason, that image of him with the upright Les Paul busting into that first riff, and you're looking at it and saying, shit, I could play that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
This I can't do. That I can do.
Yeah.
Right.
I can do that. So the kid in me always wanted a Les Paul, and I would never, Sean, your musical, I would never spend the money on a Les Paul. So years and years and years went by, and God bless her, she pays attention. After I had finally got to a certain point in my career where I'd never buy myself anything for that kind of stuff. Yeah. 1 year under the tree, I came downstairs and there was just a box with a card in it that just said, walk into the family room. And sitting in the chair in the family room was a Tobacco Sunburst Les Paul.
Jesus Christ.
Sitting the case open. Beautiful. And it's right around the corner now, and I play it 10 or 12 times a year.
Yep.
I mean, I tend to bang away at my Strat more.
Yeah.
Because it's a heavy guitar. You don't realize it when you're looking at TV. Yeah. I mean, this thing's solid. It's a cinder block hanging around your neck.
But it's like the guitar.
And I'm like, oh my God, you shouldn't have. She's like, no, sometimes that one thing you've always wanted.
Yep. That's awesome.
You need to get. So yeah, mad props to my wife for pulling that off years and years
well
after.
Done.
Your wife is good with the gifts.
Yeah.
She is. She constantly surprises me. She pays attention a lot more than I think. And that's one, I kind of came up with that after thinking about some of these other ones when we were thinking. I was focusing more on the kids' gifts. Yeah. This is going to tie right back into what DJ was saying. So I always had tons and tons of Star Wars figures because, banging out a $4 figure at Spags or whatever, that was easy.
Yep.
That's just to keep the kid to shut the hell up when you're shopping. You want another Luke? Go get a fucking Luke. We're fine. Yep. The bigger play sets were always harder to come by. So we're going back to 1983. I would have been 9 years old at the time. This is when Return of the Jedi was out. And the big play set for that year was the Ewok Village.
Yes.
And that is all I wanted. As soon as I saw that first commercial, it just drove my parents fucking insane asking for this damn Ewok Village. It's the only thing I wanted. The list was like one item. Yeah. So to come downstairs that morning as a 9-year-old, and it's the same age my daughter is now. Yep. I mean, to come downstairs and see that set up in front of the pile of other little stuff, that one's always going to stick with me. That was the first time I wanted something big where, to your point, I just drove them absolutely nuts about. And
I did get the Millennium Falcon. I'd forgotten about that. Circled it in the Sears catalog.
Oh, hell yes.
I saw you all my gosh, your catalog.
and that was, so I totally can relate.
So what are the chances that Chris and I have the exact same number one?
Are you serious?
So
That's funny as hell.
It's a little bit, it's the same, but it's a little bit different.
Okay.
So,
okay.
We want to do the.
This was last year at Christmas?
Yeah. No, this is the. I'm going to use the.
You got the 1983 Ewok.
Yeah, I'm going to use the Chris Davis dictionary. So it's a 1A, 1B kind of 1C thing, and also a little bit of a back door.
I'm not a big fan of rules.
Yeah, no,
but he's a big fan of the back.
So it was always the play set. I know there's 3 years I got play sets. 1 year I got the Ghostbusters, the real Ghostbusters Firehouse.
Nice.
Possibly the GOAT of all play sets. There was a cartoon I used to watch when I was a kid that I used to love called Bionic 6 in the 80s.
I remember the name. I don't remember.
It was a dad and a mom, and they were like scientists, and they had all these like adopted kids. There was like a African American kid and an Asian kid, and they had a girl, and they were all like cyborg. They were all bionic basically. And they had the Bionic 6 Hall. No one really watched it, so you could find the place at Spags or whatever. But the thing was fucking in depth. It was like their house, and they had like a bat cave kind of thing. Yep. But it was like you had all of it.
Yeah.
And there was all these like doors. It was wicked cool. But also, so by the time I wanted the Ewok Village, you couldn't find it. Yeah. So I got the backdoor Ewok Village because a little unknown thing that hardcore toy people know but don't know. Is there was a movie in the 80s called Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Yep.
What Kenner did to make toys for it that year was just kit bash all their old molds because it was towards the end of the Kenner days. So if you take the Kevin Costner Robin Hood figure, it's a shitty head sculpt on a Superpowers Green Arrow figure. Friar Tuck, when you take off his robe, is Hawkman. Has Hawkman's chest on it in the Gamorrean Guard bottom. He's got the Hawkman. I shit you not. I'm dead serious. So the Robin Hood Prince of Thieves Forest Fort playset was a fucking Ewok village. Part for part.
Funny.
That's
Part
awesome.
for part, piece for piece. So that's how I got, and my Uncle Newix using the toy business, so that's how I got my Ewok village. It was the Kevin Costner one on clearance because no one wanted fucking toys for Kevin Costner Prince of Thieves except for me. But
I love that the soundtrack, the score from that.
Oh yeah, no, it's a great movie. But yeah, so all the toys were basically just old Kenner things thrown together. So that's how I got my Ewok village. So that's
awesome.
Never could get the Falcon though because that was past me.
That was before my time. Yeah,
and even back in the late 80s, trying to find a Falcon in the box to give a kid for Christmas was just economically not fucking possible.
I played the crap out of that thing.
Yeah, so it was the play sets in the Ewok village, but like I said, it was a little bit of the bootleg Ewok village. Still the same thing. The box is different,
same
but it's still the exact same.
I need to go look that up.
Yeah,
that's
are you looking
crazy.
it up?
I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, it's the exact same fucking toy.
It's the friggin' Ewok village.
Isn't that awesome? So we're in Ewok village was probably like $99 or whatever back then.
How do I get myself a Morgan Freeman figure?
Oh, I had that. The Prince of Thieves one was probably someone probably paid $25 for it back then on the clearance rack at Spags or Child World or something.
There's so many websites that have the Star Wars and the Robin Hood stuff side by side.
Oh yeah.
To
It's
show
the
you
exact same shit.
Ewok battle wagon.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Ewok battle wagon. Yeah.
This is tremendous.
Isn't it insane? So if you're out there and you ever there's ever some old, especially Return of the Jedi kind of thing that you never could get your hands on, look for the Robin Hood version because it's the same fucking thing.
Awesome. All right.
Okay.
Well,
so
happy holidays, gentlemen. Let's wrap up the top three.
Okay. So I had Sean had the CD player boombox, right? JVC.
Yep.
The Commodore 64 and the trips to Epcot in Hawaii.
Yep.
Chris did the CD player.
Yep.
The Les Paul guitar.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna say at one point in time Slash was sitting in the recliner, or making.
No, that would have been amazing.
And then number one was the Ewok Village. For me, I went with the GeekyJerseys.com Buzz Lightyear hockey jersey, the White Ranger Tiger Zord combination, and the playsets of years past: Ghostbuster Firehouse, Real Ghostbuster Firehouse, Bionic 6, and Ewok Village.
That's cool.
Or as they called it, Kevin Costner said.
Good memories.
Yeah. So thanks everyone for listening in. And if you want to hit us up on Twitter at FMen37, at Vacaboca, at DJernaut, at Chris Davis _37. You can follow us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play. And I'm still working on that Alexa speaker thing. It's coming. And like I said, if you ever want to throw us a message, hit us up, anything like that, let us know. And like I said, someone suggested this week's top three. And
thank you, Frankie Glendenning.
Thank you, Frankie.
Yeah, Frankie.
We enjoyed thinking through it.
Yeah. So have a Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, happy holidays.
Happy Festivus for the rest of us. Bye.